Hey guys, it's Zolva here. Today I'm going to show you the basics of playing Sonaria and what you should expect as a new player. This will basically be an ultimate guide for new players. To do this video, I've made a new account and I'm going to be starting completely from scratch just so you can see exactly what you can expect when first playing Sonaria. I'll be explaining how to get different creatures, how to fight, how to use the different game currencies, and talk you through all of the game mechanics. This video isn't scripted, so bear with me as I guide you through the game. Also, if you hear any clanging or scratching in the background, ignore it, it's just my hamster Ratchet playing with his toys. But before I get into it, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe to support my channel if you find this video useful. Now, onto the video. Now what you have here when you first load into the game are two starter creatures. When you start Sonaria, you have the chance to pick one of two of these creatures. Either one of them are a good option, but I'll just talk you through the strengths and the weaknesses so you can make your own choice. The Brequewk is like a bird, and you can obviously fly because it's a bird, and it's very good for agile playstyles really, and you can fly in the air with it, and it's good to get to grips with the mechanics and how the map works. I hope that makes sense. The Lucius, on the other hand, is a semi-aquatic. It can't fly, but it can go in the oceans and the waters of Sonaria. It's super handy because it can take a few hits. It won't die as easily as a Brequewk will. This was my personal choice when I first started ages ago. The Lucius was my choice as a starter, but if I was to play now, I think I would play the Brequewk because I love the flying playstyle so much, so I'm going to click play after selecting the Brequewk. Now once you've selected your creature of choice, it will take you to the customization character screen thing. I don't know what to call it, but you can basically now customize the creature that you have chosen. Here you can see the color palette, here you can see all of the options that you can customize, and here you can see lots of different things, and it might look very confusing, so I'll just explain it all now. So as you can see here, the highlighted areas are the areas selected to colour. You can check which part is which by hovering over, and it should glow on the creature model here. To select a part, you just click on it like this, and it will colour that area with the colour selected in the colour gradient on the palette down here. So as you can see, I can make the legs a red, or an orange colour, or a bright green, a pale yellow. There you go, you can see it quite clearly there. You can select any colour from this palette and adjust the brightness, which will give it different hues depending on what type of colour it is. Once you have, had fun with this, and if none of these are tickling your fancy, then you have other options to customize it as well. You can T-pose your creature for easier customization, and it just kind of makes it easier to see what you're doing. I personally do this out of habit every single time I come to select a creature, because it just makes it easier for me. You can use the eyedrop tool to select a colour that you have put down on your creature, and it will show you it on the slider here, and it means that you will not have to worry about colours not looking right. You can just kind of click when it works. It's very finicky, I have to admit, but when it works, and you can go back to whatever colour that you were using if you forgot where it was on the palette and the slider. My favourite tool by far though is the paint bucket tool, and this means that you can colour any section that you want just by clicking or holding your down the click and just dragging it over, and you can colour anything that you want using this. This is good if you want to create a gradient like this and have different brightnesses, and it just flows very nicely and looks very nice. A lot of people will create gradients on their skins because it looks very nice. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of actually customizing your creatures. When you're done with customizing, I know this doesn't look very great, but you can go here and you can click save, and that means that your creature is custom skin or whatever will be there every single time you create a new creature in case one of them dies. So don't worry, your efforts will not go to waste, just make sure you remember to save. And obviously when it comes down to it, let me just create some more patterns on here. You can click load to go back to your saved palette there. You can also name them by typing in and then clicking the enter key once you've finished typing there. And down here you can choose whether you want to be a male or a female, and depending on the creature it will have some differences in the design, such as having little eye bags here and some bum fluff here for the Brequewk. I'm going to choose to be a male Brequewk because I like their little eye drops. I think they're cute. And when you're finished, you just click play and it'll load you into a random spawn point of the map. I've spawned in the redwoods, and there's a few things you should probably do when you've spawned in. If you're a flying creature, I'd recommend getting off the ground, just in case something comes along and decides that you are a tasty snack. Let me get up somewhere high, so I don't have to worry. There we go. Okay, so a few basic things to note when you've just spawned in. Down here in the bottom center of your screen is your health bar, and if you've taken any damage, your health bar will slowly deplete. So green health bar obviously is the good health, and if it turns black in some areas, then it will be health that you have lost, unfortunately. Over here in the bottom left, you have your thirst, your age, your hunger, and your stamina bar. If you hover over any of these, it will show you like the numbers associated with it, and it also shows you with this house here whether you're out in the open or in a secluded and safe area. If you're in a safe area, it will turn green, and that just means that you're basically safe from any like natural disasters or anything like that. I'll show you quickly what it does. There you go, it's turned green because I'm inside, and it means I'll be safe from anything like a storm, a hurricane, tornado, I don't know, just anything. You're pretty safe. So over here you have your actions wheel, which you don't really need to worry about if you have a keyboard, but if you don't have a keyboard then you can, you know, do everything that you wouldn't be able to do without a keyboard. Here you have your packs, where you can create packs with other people, and it means that you can just basically form groups with your friends or other players, and it gives you like cool things so you can see each other's name tags so you don't lose each other very often. And you can click menu when you are done and want to return back to your game menu, and it will just take you back to your menu, and I'll show you that in a bit, but first I'm going to talk you through the game controls. So basically to move, like most games, it's W, A, S and D to move around, shift to sprint, spacebar to jump, or in this case fly, and to toggle your flying you just press F, and it means you glide. Every single time you fly or sprint, it will take down your stamina bar, and I would recommend you just kind of pace your flying by pressing F every once in a while, and it means that you will just kind of glide around and gain speed, and it's pretty cool. To land, you can just touch the floor again, or press the space bar and you will immediately drop to the floor, which is cool. So with most creatures you have 3 evolution stages. 1 is baby stage, 2 is teen stage, and 3 is adult stage. I've just grown to my teen stage, and you can tell what stage you're in by either hovering over your age or pressing K. By K you will see all of your creature information, all of your statistics, all of your mutations, the information about your creature, whether they're a herbivore, a male, your tier and your night vision, and it will show you your age and what stage you are in. It also shows you on the right hand side a list of all of the controls that you will need to control your creature, just in case you ever forget what you need to do to survive. If you can see up here in the top of my screen, it says that I'm hungry and that I should eat something soon. This creature is a herbivore, meaning that I eat bushes and plants and other things like that, lots of fun things. To find food, you can press H to smell for resources, and the green one will take you to your food, and the blue one will take you to drinkable water sources. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly out and find my food source, so I don't end up starving to death. Once you get to a food source, there's a few things that you can do which is very cool. You can press T, which means you can pick up your food and run away, just in case a creature like that, which is a Sahingro by the way, a creature like that comes to eat you. To eat, you hold the letter E and it will fill up your hunger bar. If you can see down here, your hunger bar will slowly go up. So you just hold down E while around these plants and your hunger bar will slowly start to fill up. Once your hunger is full, then you shouldn't have to worry about food for a few minutes until you're hungry again. But different creatures have different like speeds of which the food bar will go down, so different creatures basically different needs. But for the Brequewk, it shouldn't go down too fast, I don't think. Now when it comes to combat, there are a few things that you can do. If your creature has a special ability, you press Q, and if the creature has a breath, you press C. Unfortunately, the Brequewk does not have a breath or an ability, it just heals people who are nearby. So what you can do to attack is click your... is the left click? Yeah, left click your mouse to, you know, sort it out. Also, to move your camera, you right click, so you just drag and hold your right click and then attack with your left click. You can also go into first person mode by pressing F5, but it's a prototype and I wouldn't really recommend it, it's quite cursed. Very cursed. And you can press F5 again to get yourself out of that. So what you need to do now is press the M to bring up your map and it will show you exactly where you are on the map. Here is the Desert Oasis and we're right by it in the Redwoods area. The Desert Oasis is where people congregate. That's where you'll most likely find players doing things. I wouldn't worry too much about the other areas aside from the volcano, but for ease, we're going to navigate to the Desert Oasis. When you spawn in, navigate to the Desert Oasis because that's where everyone goes, and you can do that by just bringing up your map. Position yourself in the direction because it points where you're going. Press M to close it again, and head off in that direction. As you can see here, I'm pacing my flying by pressing F, so it makes me go faster and also conserves my stamina. Up here it's telling me that I need to drink water, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But to make sure I stay safe, I'm gonna go drink water up here, away from all of the creatures on the floor. Much like eating, you just hold the letter E to... Oh. That creature there's a Karuku, by the way. They're very, very rare. So you hold the letter E to drink, and if it's not drinking when holding, just like keep spam pressing the letter E, and it should just fill up your water drop there. Don't go in the water like this, don't go swimming if it's in winter, because if it's in winter the water is very icy and cold and you will get hypothermia and most likely end up dying. You can also press spacebar at the top of the surface to fly out of the water, and that's a very handy way to escape in case of any emergencies. As a herbivore, you can only attach onto other herbivores, so I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is the YouTuber creature Ares, and I'm going to grab onto it here by pressing E. Well, I'm drinking. Never mind. Wait. Make sure you position it right. There you go. Now I am attached onto this creature, meaning that if they try and run away, I am attached to them. One thing that you need to be careful of is if there's a creature there and you're trying to grab onto them in the middle of a fight, you might accidentally drink, so make sure when you're trying to grab onto people you are well away from any food or water sources, because that might end up very, very badly. So to attack, you just click. I don't know why, I think that Ares might have moved. So to attack, you just click, and there you go, you can see that it is attacking someone. So a few things have happened when I have hit that Hellion Warden. That's the Hellion Warden right there. A few things have happened. We have got poison debuffs and we have got bleed debuffs. You can pause the video to figure out which one does what, but basically you sit down or lay down to heal this action, or rather debuff, sorry, I mean debuff. So to lie down you press Y, like that. And to sit, you press R like that. Either way, you'll look super cute sitting down or sleeping, and it will heal your creature if you have been hit or attacked or been given like poison or bite of bleed debuff. Basically means your creature won't die and heals it. It's pretty cool. So flying around here, there's a few things that I want to mention. You can be more like, I don't know, you can like turn on your side in the air by using the Q and E whilst gliding. So if you want to do that, you press the F button when flying and Q and E, and it just means you're a little bit more aerodynamic in case someone tries to attack you mid-air. Just click to attack and then run away before they attack you. There we go. As you can see here, if you're poisoned, if you run or like don't lay down, it starts to increase the number. So you just heal that again just by lying down, and that's pretty good. Up in the top right hand side you have a map, and if you're struggling where your coordinates are, in case you want to tell a friend where you are exactly on the map, you hover over it and it gives you the X and Z coordinate, which will hopefully help other people navigate to you in case of an emergency. Below it you can see what month, no, not month, what season it is, sorry, and what the weather is like and where you are on the map. You can also toggle what the music is doing by pressing the, you know, the little music note, and you can turn on or off the music because I understand the loop can get quite annoying. And once you're ready to return back to menu after exploring this vast world that you can see here, you press the menu button and it will be a 10-second countdown until you return to the menu. To cancel it, you simply move, and your little notifications here will say that it's been cancelled due to movement. I'm just going to menu and I will show you what to expect when it comes to the menu. Okay, so we've gone back to the menu and there's a few things that I want to show you here at the menu. Up in the top right hand side you can see your mushrooms. Mushrooms is the currency used in this game as well as time, but I will explain the time after I've explained the mushrooms. So the mushrooms is the tradable currency. You can trade mushrooms in the trade world for creatures, and you can also use them to spin and buy gachas. This is one of the two ways of which you can get creatures, and there are two different types of gachas to choose from. This is the most common type of gacha that you see people use, and all of them are locked really until you get a certain amount of species. To get species, you simply just buy and then click on this little thing here and you can spin and you can get a species, and everything is random, so it's basically down to luck of to what creature you get. I've won a meek and they are so cute, and you can just basically keep on rolling depending on how many mushrooms you have. If for some reason that you are unhappy with the creature that you've got, or you've got a duplicate, you can go to the trade world and see, oh my gosh, Jeff! They won't know how strong I am. They won't know. Nothing beats Jeff. Literally nothing can beat Jeff. Who can beat a Jeff? With a walk like that. No one can beat Jeff. Nobody. You can go to the trade world and see if anybody else would like to buy it from you. So there's also time gachas, which can be toggled by over here on the left hand side. You can click on time gachas or random gachas. Time gachas guarantee the creature in these gachas, and it basically goes off the amount of time that you have played. You can see the amount of time that you've played up in the top right hand side. I have currently played for 12 minutes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to explain with that. You can just buy them using the time that you've played and it will give you the species. What I do want to explain is the difference between a stored creature and a species. When your creature is stored, if it dies, then unfortunately, unless you use a revive token, which can be found here, you won't be able to play as that creature anymore because it is dead. However, if you got the species, you can click create creature and go by all creatures and click on the creature that you have managed to get the species of, and you can just play as this creature as much as you want, and you can also trade this as a species for other species as well. Now I'm going to go to the trade world and go to random instance, and I will show you some things around the trade world which I think are pretty neat. There are a few hacks to the trade world that you need to know about, and you need to be street smart to avoid getting scammed. So I'm going to go and click on E or press E around this person, and hopefully it opens up the trading menu. I'm just gonna... Yep, here we go. So you only have 3 slots here, and you can fit a maximum of 3,000 mushrooms in each of these slots, meaning that you can only trade up to 9,000 mushroom at a time. This is a species because it says species here. If it wasn't a species, it would not say species above your thing. They obviously didn't like Jeff as a trade, so they cancelled it straight away. I'm going to show you another trade partner just to kind of give you an idea of what else you can do in these thingies. Okay, so another thing to note is you don't want to get scammed. So if someone's asking for more than 9,000 mushrooms, unless you trust this person completely, I wouldn't risk it, to be honest. Always trade 9k or under unless you are absolutely certain that the person that you are trust trading with is reputable or not. So people saying trading Hamokai, trading Zodok, all of these are species, so they're trading species, but people will, you know, tell you what they want. They'll tell you if they're selling a species or a stored. Storeds go for generally cheaper than species because obviously species is like unlimited rather, use, whereas species, no, I feel like wait. So species, you can use them as many times as you want, they're more valuable, and a stored, one-time use only, and unfortunately when it's dead forever. People will try and scam you by saying that it's a species, whereas it's only a stored. See if I can find a stored. It's gonna be nice. Oh, there we go, there's a stored there. I'll show you what a stored looks like. So when they put it up here, this is what a stored creature looks like. If you hover over it, it tells you the age, the health, the food, the water, what gender it is, and whether it's a glimmer or not. This is a stored, not a species. Do not fall for it, do not get scammed. So if you don't like, you know, whatever's going on, you can either accept or cancel. If both parties accept, the trade will go through, and if you cancel, then the trade is cancelled. Don't worry about it. You don't need to commit to it too much. Okay, that's basically all I need to tell you about the trading world for now. I'm sure you'll like come to experience the quirks of the trading world, but I think that's everything that I need to say about the trading world for now. And you can leave the trading realm by going here, and you can see what creatures you have unlocked and stored by pressing like the W thing down here. So I'm just gonna leave now because I don't have enough mushrooms to afford any of these creatures or storeds that people are selling, unfortunately. There's a couple of other things that I'm going to tell you about quickly before I end this video. You don't need to worry too much about the tokens because that's like later game things to worry about. The one thing that I do want to show you about is the developer creatures. So you click here, and if you don't want to grind for different creatures, you can just buy some of these creatures outright for Robux. The creatures that I would definitely recommend getting: the Kirigosk, the Ghibli, Ani, and the Ura. I wouldn't really recommend the Nitoxon or the I mean, maybe the Sahingaro if you want a powerful creature, but they're just my personal top picks. The Ura is a family favourite, the Kirigosk is classic, the Ghibli is just a good all-rounder, and the Ani is a unique experience. You can find videos on my channel for some of these creatures if you're interested in them. I'll link the Ani video that I've done down in the description and the Ura one that I've done if you're interested in learning more about these species. But they're accessible. You don't have to be experienced to play as these creatures. They're generally just good all-round creatures. This game isn't pay to win. If you're wanting a powerful creature, go Sahingaro though. That's definitely a pay to win strategy. But everything else, they're just pretty creatures. And I think that's pretty much everything I want to mention. I know I've probably missed some things out, but I think that's all you really need to know as a beginner. Oh, one last thing, if your creature starts to randomly glow at age 100, you have a glimmer, and there's a very rare chance of it happening, so if your creature is glimmer or it has gold sparkly text next to the name, then it's a glimmer, and if it's a male you can trade it in the trading world and get some mushrooms for it, because people seem to want to collect glimmer creatures. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that I really need to say if you're a beginner, so thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video or found it somewhat helpful, me rambling about new players, then leave a like, leave a comment letting me know if I have helped in any way, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you want more content. Well, I think that's all from me, so thank you so much for watching. Till the next video, stay safe, but most importantly, stay funky.